Hello, this is a system walkthrough of the franchisee network. First thing we're going to go through is how to add a client. Now, full documentation or the documentation that houses this video is also in the documentation tab up here. So if we go to the space view, then you'll see an overview, you'll see all work, H-Quarter dashboard, and then documentation. There's also quick links over here to each of these pages. So starting with clients and how to add a client, we would go to the franchisee network, we would go to clients, and then we would add a new client. So we're going to go to add task, the client. So each client location should have its own task. So I'm going to name this Miami Beach. We're going to have it be active, and then I'm going to show custom fields. Right now, you've just got the one coach, but if you wanted to add another coach, then you would add them here. It's a users list. We have the sessions, so linked sessions. We don't need to worry about that just yet if we're just setting up the client. We have the region or time zone. You should be able to just add a new time zone here and then give it a color. We have the launch date. This is a date picker and it feeds into the HQ dashboard view. We have the session date, so you can ignore this one for now. It's a global field, but within the client space, it'll just look to the sessions list and then it'll update that, so we can ignore that. For these, the anything that you see with a robot emoji, you can ignore those as well. So this user ID is how we talk to Connect Team. And then the event ID is the details that come over from the calendar. So you can ignore those. Those are to aid the automation in the background. We have the locations. Similarly, if you need to add a new location, we can add it here. The locations is what will feed the databases. So the dashboards. So you may or may not want to add it. It's really just in there for reporting. We have the accountability. Again, that will link once we add. That'll link once we're adding an accountability task, or you'll link it back to the client. But that's the relationship that's set up. We have the franchisee email. It's important that you use the email address that would also be in your Google Calendar. And then we have the franchisee owner, which is just a text box. It's for you to know the name of the owner, the phone number, and then if there's a secondary email. And that's that. So when we're done, we click Create Task, and the task will be created. I'm just going to delete that one. Next, we have the sessions. Now, there's an automated task that pulls in every day at 4 a.m. It'll pull in sessions from Erica's calendar. This tab that we're looking at is only going to show sessions within the next 14 days. If we want to see all of the sessions, we'll see all of the 145 sessions. There are several states. So if a task comes in through the calendar, it automatically gets added as link pending. And then we have another task that goes through, and once that session, once the session has been linked back to the client, then it changes the status to scheduled. If for any reason we're not able to match the session to the client, then it'll be tagged as skipped and we'll keep the status as linked pending. We have the session dates, and then we have the linked locations. So this is looking back at the client details and then pulling in the location. If we're wanting to add a new session manually, then we would click on Add Task. If we give it a minute, you'll see that it's created the task from the franchisee network template. So we'll give it a new name, and then these are the details for your session details. And then here we can show our custom fields. So for the sessions, you won't need to do much here. What you're going to do is create the task, and then we're going to open it. And since we've created this manually, we'll need to manually link it back to the client. So we're going to click on related items. We're going to say sessions, and then it's going to give us a list of all of our clients. So we can add a new client, or we can choose a client that's already there. I'm going to choose Laura's client. And now this session task is also linked to the client task. Once you are on your call and you want to set a homework assignment, then we will click on the plus. We'll go to accountability, and then we'll add a new one. And if we give this a minute, it'll add the accountability task from the accountability task template or the homework template. Things to note on this is for the homework tasks or the accountability tasks, sessions come in, the tasks come into an to-do state. Once we have this task created, in order for this to be sent over to Connect Team, we now have to move it from to do to in progress, and that will reach out to Connect Team and it will move the task over and it'll move the task into Connect Team. And lastly, we have the templates. Any changes that you would like to make to the template, you would go to the operations template list. You would find the template you want to update. You will then make your changes. And when you're done, we're going to go to templates and update existing template. And then you can pick the one that you'd like to update. And I believe that is everything. We also have, and that's everything. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and I will speak with you soon.